Now, I've been around the block a few times when it comes to travelling to Greece. Every other visit I've been with my family, but this time I was the expert as I travel with some friends from uni. So I'm going to tell you what I told them, what I do when I visit Greece. Number 1, I visit out of peak season. We went to Greece in early November, completely outside the normal tourist season. The weather was still lovely and mild, around 20 degrees Celsius, and there were way less tourists at all the big sites. It meant we were able to get a taste of what the locals experience and not be crushed to death by hordes of sightseers. Number 2, I always visit the Acropolis, Panathinaikos Stadium and Syntagma Square, every time without fail. And I always make sure to get there early to beat any possible crowds. I'm aware that some people might be hoping for some secret beautiful spots to hit up, but really, there's nothing quite like standing at these historic and famous places, knowing that you're just one of millions of people who stood there before you. Number 3, go off the beaten track. The last few times I've been to Greece, we always stop in at other places other than Athens, such as Kalamata, Sparta, Delphi, Lemnos, and the list goes on. This time, we took a trip to the nearby island of Aegina, which is actually known for their pistachios. An hour-long ferry trip later, and we were on the island exploring. After checking out the local archaeological site, we took a short taxi ride to the Temple of Apollo and the monastery nearby. And because it was freezing back in Germany, we were all insistent on finding a place to swim. And number 4, we eat and we drink. As my family loves to say, "Avdoi ne fai," which roughly translates means "this is food." Every time I visit Greece, I eat as much as humanly possible. Gyros is always a favourite, as are loukoumades, saganaki cheese and yemista biscuits. As I told my friends, the only real way to experience Greek gyros is to get pork gyros. Salty and fatty meat, with the fresh summer salad, a tzatziki with enough garlic to burn your mouth, and fresh potato chips, all wrapped up in a warm pita bread. There's nothing I love more. Except maybe a cold frappe in the Greek sun. Even though it is just blended Nescafe with a bit of milk and sugar over ice, it's the perfect way to stay cool and energised. But if you're looking for something to slow you down, might I suggest a beer? Alpha or Mythos, whichever takes your fancy, they're both much, much better than the majority of Australian beers. Not a beer person? Greece has got you covered with the best ouzo in the Mediterranean. Shot it, sip it over ice or mix it with lemonade, the aniseed flavour will refresh you while you relax. And that, my friends, is how I do Greece.